What's good, YouTube? It's RPU here, and I'm back again with another video. And guys, the Enosis mainnet launch on the FLR network and the Enosis bridge connecting the XDC and Songbird network are imminent. XDC holders will be able to utilize their tokens across Ēnosys' suite of platforms, wrapping, bridging, staking, earning a yield, and more, as the future is multi-chain. We got a lot to talk about in this video. Shout out to Bannik. In this video, I'm going to give an update on my passive income strategy and talk about some of the latest tweets from Bannik, as Bannik is excited for the future, and as a user of Enosis, I'm excited too. So let's talk about it. Follow Enosis on Twitter at Enosis_global, formerly FLR Finance, building a DeFi economy. From the creators of FlareScan and DeFi Oracles, Enosis has over 107,000 followers on Twitter. Follow Bannik on Twitter at 0xBannik. He is the CEO of Enosis Global, a full-stack developer, a designer, and at the end of the day, a human. Bannik has over 2,000 followers on Twitter. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at RPUReloaded so I can get my latest updates and retweets of things that I think are interesting in the crypto space. Okay guys, so it's been 2 weeks since my last update to my passive income strategy, and the numbers are in for weeks 65 and 66. So going into week 65 and 66, I had 7,600 wrapped Songbird staked, approximately 10,124 XFi staked, and approximately 1.2462978 SFIN staked. The amount of Songbird delegation rewards that was earned for week 65 and 66 was 52.16 Songbird. The amount of SFIN that was earned in the wrapped Songbird pool for the past 2 weeks was approximately 0.0001. The amount of SFIN that was earned in the SFIN pool for week 65 and 66 was approximately 0.0031 SFIN. Moving on to the 6-month XFi lockup pool, the amount of SFIN that was earned in this 6-month XFi lockup pool was approximately 0.011. That's 1% right there. And so add all three of these pools together, and the total amount of SFIN earned for week 65 and 66 is approximately 0.0142 SFIN. And that's a pretty decent sized chunk right there, considering that there's only 11,000 SFIN. That's almost 1.5% SFIN right there. And so I'm getting like 1% every 2 weeks, which is good in my opinion. You know, those are pretty decent sized chunks. And so to get the total amount of SFIN that we had at the end of week 65 and 66, we take the total that we had at the end of week 64 and we add that to the total amount of SFIN earned at the end of these past 2 weeks, and that gives us a total amount of SFIN of approximately 1.2604978 SFIN. Now, at the time of recording the numbers for week 65 and 66, the price of SFIN was $755, giving my SFIN bag a dollar value of $951.68, up about $23 and some change from the previous week, which is good. You know, the price is fluctuating, but it's starting to go back up if you notice, right? So far, it looks like $673 was the lowest that I have recorded so far. So maybe that could have potentially been the bottom. Like, we've been hovering around $700 for the past 3 weeks, but I'm not going to get my hopes up, because every time that I say that this could potentially be the bottom, it's like the price of SFIN goes lower. And so we'll see. Right now, we'll just wait and see. Like, the numbers, they'll tell us what's really going on. And so, yeah, these are the numbers. We are currently caught up. I am 66 weeks staking within Flare Farms, and this Monday going into week 67. And so, guys, we have 31 days left in this 6-month XFi lockup pool. And once this pool is over, we're going to move our XFi over to the new 6-month XFi lockup pool, so we can continue to earn these boosted SFIN rewards. Because ain't nothing like it, man. I'm getting fat chunks, and the snowball effect is real. And I just can't wait for the price of SFIN to go back up, man. It's going to be amazing. But how has your experience with Enosis farms been going for you? Are you staking? Are you providing liquidity? Are you testing out the loan feature? Are you buying the dip on any Songbird related assets? Have you had a chance to buy any XDC? I'm excited for this bridge, man. I think my next purchase is going to be XDC. And I'm also excited for casino coin integration, so I got to get some of that. And man, I'm getting too ahead of myself, but let me know how your experience with Flare Finance has been going for you. And shout out to all my ninjas and samurais who have been on this journey with me. So Bannik, as well as the Enosis team, have been giving us a lot of updates recently regarding what they have been doing, some changes that have been made, and what to expect for the future regarding this platform. And so we want to stay on top of this if we want to be ahead of the curve. And so this is Bannik's first update from April 3rd. He says the update is a bit late again, as we've been busy shipping in preparation for the next phases. Let's take a look at some of the progress I can publicly share. He says the Enosis bridge was launched on the testnets with 5 out of 5 validators attesting. And Enosis bridge has 2 more parties joining the validators group. So you got 7 validators. Enosis bridge validators legal agreement has been finalized in preparation for the mainnet's releases. So yeah, you know, these validators are going to be under contract, and with these legally binding agreements, we expect these validators to act in good faith. You know, there is the potential for, you know, validators to go rogue, but then they could be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. So, you know, it's in everybody's best interest, you know, to play ball. Now, he says the Enosis bridge testnet deployment is being monitored and reviewed in preparation to the Songbird launch. Let's go! Free the Songbird. Hashtag retweet me. Have you guys been able to test out and successfully use the Enosis bridge? Were you able to use the TXDC and C-Flare faucets okay? Let me know in the comments. because you want to get familiar with these bridges and protocols before the actual launches, so you will know how to use them, and you already know what to do. You ready to go. So yeah, let me know how your experience has been going. He says the Enosis bridge pauser nodes was successfully tested. The Enosis bridge updated white paper has been released. And I went over the white paper in one of my previous lives, and there was a lot of good information in there, explaining in a lot of detail how the bridge works, the key players involved in it, and some things that we can expect for the future, starting with the XDC network Songbird bridge, and eventually, we're gonna have casino coin integration, and then we're gonna have like a Coston testnet, Ethereum testnet bridge. So eventually, down the line, Ethereum is going to be coming to Songbird and Flare, which will open up the door for ERC20 tokens, stable coins, USDC, USDT, which could be used like in Flare loans. You could use your XFi or Songbird or SFIN if they were high stable prices, right? Use them as collateral to borrow USDC and USDT. I mean, that would be amazing because Songbird's gas fees are so cheap. So cheap. Right? He says, the under license open sourcing of the first repositories has been agreed on and streamlined. The second golden necklace is redeemable on Flare drops using the Ēnosys protocol. Flare X was released on the Coston network with XDC pairs for testing, so you can practice swapping your XDC for other assets. Might want to get familiar with that too. Flare Farms was launched on the Coston network with the first XDC pools. So yeah, you can also test staking your XDC in Flare Farms to earn that yield in SFIN or whatever the case is. But yeah, you want to get familiar with all of this. You want to get familiar with the bridge. You want to get familiar with Flare X. You want to get familiar with Flare Farms, especially if you're new to the Enosis community. Shout out to all the XDC holders out there. Make sure you're subscribed and you like the video. He says Flare X had Wallet Connect integrated and is about to get internally tested. Yeah, we found out about the Wallet Connect integration. A lot of people were freaking out because they thought their coins had disappeared, but all you have to do now is push that connect wallet button in the top right corner of the screen, and depending on whether you are running Android or iOS, you would click MetaMask or whatever the case is. If you don't know, you can check out the video I did on the Wallet Connect update. And he says Flare X was integrated as a safe app and is about to get internally tested. We got to get familiar with Ori 2. That's going to play a major role in this platform as well. We've together bridged over and back a quite significant amount of XDC from Apothem to Coston already. Everything seems on track for the launch on Songbird. Shout out to the Songbird holders, man. All this stuff is happening, and as Songbird holders, we are going to be able to experiment with all of these different features first. We are like the alpha testers before they launch to the mainnet, which is pretty cool, So yeah, I'm excited. I gotta get some XDC. I'm giving you guys homework. You gotta get familiar with the bridge. You gotta get familiar with Flare X. You gotta get familiar with Flare Farms. And get ready for Enosis to launch on the mainnet. Like, man, so many things are happening. I think Songbird is going to take off in the future. I really do. I really do. That's just my opinion, though. So this is the second update from Bannik. This was posted on the 14th of April. He says, I cannot wait for the bridge launch on the Songbird network. Me either. Shout out to the Songbird holders. Shout out to Crypto Jake. Free the Songbird. Hashtag retweet me. He says, I will post more specifics in my update tomorrow. Right now, I want to touch on another frequently discussed topic within our community. We at Enosis Global have been building our product suite for a long time, ensuring our current products are technically functional. I am saying technically because many people would bring up the situation with the loans platform as an argument against this statement. Yeah, that was a big fiasco. A lot of people got mad in the beginning about that, man. But, since then, they never stopped building. And, I stuck with it. And, man, they've still, came a long way. But let's continue. He says, that doesn't mean we ever stop discussing possible ways to at least partially resolve the issue. It is time to talk about one of them. He says, I'm thrilled to announce an upcoming event with the goal of repaying up to 1/4 of the current XFi loan position. We are planning for this event to be massive and include digital and real life prizes for all participants. I promise you won't go home empty-handed. Our goals for this event are twofold. 1, to significantly reduce the circulating supply of unhealthy canary dollar, and 2, showcase the potential of the Ēnosys protocol to revolutionize the trading of physical goods on the blockchain. I am determined to contribute to this transformative movement, uniting the physical and digital worlds by increasing the variety of tokenized products available for trade on the platform. Now here's where I need your help. We want to make this event as exciting as possible for our community. What physical prizes would you like to see distributed during the event? Enosis merchandise, Songbird artist NFTs, a PS5, maybe socks. Share your thoughts with me in the comments below. Maybe, I don't know, some Enosis t-shirts, maybe some merchandise, for the DeLorean NFT holders, some Flare Finance shirts for the OGs, and I don't know. Darken Edge says, how about some samurai equipment? Maybe a samurai mask as well. I wonder if Paul Izuza would offer up some physical prints of his art. I don't know, maybe. Bannik says, would love to own some of his real world artwork myself, to be honest. So maybe it's possible. By Mara99 says, how about a ledger or a decent gift with some startup XFi or other coins inside the Flare Finance platform, and you send those coins startup after the winner get the gift? Just some thought. It could be good for both ecosystem and more participants. Yeah, definitely. Give someone that's new to the community kind of like a starter kit. You got your decent wallet and you got some coins so you can stake right away. And, that would be a great starter kit for somebody. If you have any ideas, you can come to this post and let Bannik know as well. My Crypto Playground says, socks, Spain's real interesting. Make sure they're ankle socks, no dad socks. Bannik says, how many types of socks which you can trade? How about many types of socks which you can trade with each other? We're going to be trading tokenized socks on the Songbird network. That's crazy. But this is the future. So this is the third update from Bannik, which was posted on the 16th of April, just 2 days after that last post. He says, as promised, one more update on the journey of Enosis Global. Let's take a look at some of the progress I can publicly share. He says, Enosis Bridge smart contracts and validators were altered based on what we learned from the testnet launch. The Enosis Bridge changes audit was completed. The Enosis Bridge was launched between the XDC and Songbird networks with 5 out of 5 validators attesting. The Enosis Bridge validators legal agreement was altered based on what we learned on the testnet launch and shall be ready tomorrow. The Enosis Bridge Songbird deployment is being monitored and reviewed in preparation for the Ethereum launch. Let's go! Let's go! Oh, I'm about to jump out my chair. Oh, shit. Ethereum is coming to Songbird. I told you, man. Songbird is about to take off. I gotta buy some Songbird. He says, the Enosis Bridge pauser node was successfully tested multiple times. Our team is now an RPC provider for XDC due to the needs of the pauser node. The Enosis Bridge health and overall statistics dashboard is in progress. This dashboard will be public. Everything needed for the under license open sourcing of the first repositories has been completed. The verification of the smart contracts failed due to limitations of the explorers. APY Cloud re-audit was completed. APY Cloud Unit test coverage is above 85%. The APY Cloud is getting close to launching too, man. We're about to be earning passive income like in a multitude of currencies. It's going to be crazy across multiple different networks. Everything is happening so fast, like, you gotta keep up, man. Shout out to all the content creators, especially if you're covering like 5 or 6 different projects. We all need each other, man. We gotta stick together because this space is like growing exponentially. It's crazy, and at the same time, everything is being connected like through bridges, and it's crazy. It's amazing. He says, so let me back up a little bit. He says the APY Cloud re-audit was completed and the APY Cloud unit test coverage is above 85%. The governance re-audit was completed. Oh yeah, so we're going to be able to vote on the platform with our governance tokens. That's coming too. Governance unit test coverage is at 100%. Flare X Wallet Connect and Safe App integration was completed and released to the closed group of testers. Flare Farms had multiple improvements, especially for mobile and Bifrost users, and that was now released to the Coston network, soon to be on Songbird. That's dope. Hopefully it works faster, with no hiccups, It's going to be working more efficiently. He says Flare Loans Wallet Connect and Safe App integration is almost complete in light of the relaunch on the Coston network. Okay, so you're going to have the Wallet Connect feature with Flare Loans. What's cool about the Wallet Connect feature is that, whatever wallet you have, if it has Wallet Connect, you can connect that wallet to Flare Finance, from your phone to your computer. All you got to do is just scan the QR code and you're plugged in. I think that's dope. He says, we have designed a digital event in order to repay 1/4 of the unhealthy Canary Dollar debt and bootstrap more physical products to our not marketplace. The event will be utilizing multiple functionalities the team has built, among those Ēnosys protocol, Clover protocol, and others. We have designed our very first bug bounty program for the bridge, with many others to come. It will be released shortly. So I'm assuming that, if you test it out and you find some type of bug or error and you report it, there's a bounty for that. So shout out to the Songbird holders. We're going to be able to test it first. Testing on the Songbird network with real value comes with risks, but without no risk, there's no reward. So, use these protocols at your own risk. None of this is financial advice. Do your own research. Test it out with a little bit of Songbird, or test it out with a little bit of coin first before you just, use all your tokens at once and then something goes wrong and, there was some type of bug that wasn't caught, and you get caught up. So, do your own research. He says, together, we are able to do very thorough testing to our bridge on the XDC, Apothem, and Costar networks, and I cannot express how helpful you all have been. I cannot wait for your feedback on the Songbird XDC bridge. Super exciting, man. Yeah, man, I gotta get some XDC. I gotta get some casino coin. I gotta get my Songbird up, and I gotta get some Ethereum. That's crazy. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Let's continue. Enosis says, the Enosis bridge connecting the Flare network's Songbird network to the Zinfin network XDC network is now up and running. We are performing internal testing to ensure stability and security before opening the bridge up to public usage. So it's live. We're just waiting for them to release it to us. But let's check out this thread. It says, once opened for usage, the bridge will allow XDC to be bridged onto the Songbird network in the form of XDC. So that's like, XFi, experimental finance, XDC, experimental XDC. That's crazy. There will be initial per transaction and daily volume limits on the bridge, which will be increased over time. So, there's going to be limits. I mean, if you got big bags of XDC, there's going to be limits to this bridge. Shout out to the XDC holders. But he said it's going to increase over time, Test it out. Get familiar with it. That's like the main thing. So let's continue. He says, or Enosis says, for the first week of the bridge being live, the total daily limit will be set at 1,000 USD in value each way. After the first week, the daily limit will increase, and we will be opening new liquidity pools to support XDC on the Enosis deck. So that's a passive income opportunity right there. If you hold XDC, you could provide liquidity, let's say with XFi, SFIN pairs, or whatever the pair. Passive income. Enosis says these liquidity pools will be open to supply liquidity, but swaps will be closed initially. Once swaps are opened, be aware that liquidity will initially be low and slippage will be high. So there is a risk of impermanent loss here. Do your own research. None of this is financial advice. But he says that, they're going to start off slow and everything's going to increase. So, don't go all in the beginning. That's just not financial advice. Test it out. Just test it out. That's what the Songbird network is for, to test it out. So continuing the last part of this thread, Enosis says Songbird in the XDC and Songbird liquidity pool and farm pools will accumulate layer 1 delegation rewards. So I'm assuming that's SFIN. XFi in the experimental XDC and XFi liquidity pool and farm pools will be included in the upcoming dflare snapshot / airdrop. So yeah, if you are holding your XFi in Flare Farms, or you are using your XFi in this new liquidity pair, your XFi will still qualify for the dflare snapshot / airdrop. That's good to know. Bannik says, one more essential step which takes us closer to the main net launch. Let's go. Flare Network is here. Quarantino asks Bannik, mainnet launch on the Flare Network? Bannik responded and said, Flare Network is our primary mainnet. That's good to know. Quarantino says, what does it primary? Will there be other networks connected? Can you post any links where I can get to know more about this? Bannik responded and said, our aim is to provide an omni-chain experience. This means that multiple products of ours will have multiple networks that they will be live on. We haven't announced that many, which means that more are coming, but a good example of our product, Ori, which is available on multiple chains already. Quarantino says, thanks for clarifying. Yeah, and Flintstone, shout out to Flintstone because he gave us some more clarification. I asked him, I said, hey Flintstone, because I seen him talking about a new governance token. So I asked him, I said, hey Flintstone, so the Enosis primary governance token Helios, is this the equivalent of SFIN on the XDC network? And shout out to Flintstone for coming in the clutch for this video. He says, the Songbird ecosystem, you have XFi and you have SFIN. When it comes to the mainnet ecosystem on the Flare network, we have helion and Ēnosys. So helion is the equivalent of XFi and Ēnosys is the equivalent of SFIN. So let's check out this post from the Discord, which explains, what the changes. Because helion, which is formerly YFlare. YFlare is now helion and on the Flare mainnet, right? So YFlare is now helion and YFIN is now Ēnosys. And he gives us further information from the Discord. Responding to Poncer, who asked, what is helion? Bannik says, helion is YFlare. The use of the name yield flare would not stand in the long term as we bridge out to multiple ecosystems. This is the same reason why they had to change the name. Like launching Flare Finance on XDC network, alienates other communities. So I understand that name change. So I understand this name change. Just you gotta keep up, or you may get confused. So YFlare is now helion. He says the use of the name yield flare would not stand in the long term as we bridge out to multiple ecosystems. Now Flare is simply a part of our ecosystem and of course our home. Therefore, we renamed YFlare into Helion for it to stand out better in the long term. Am I saying that right? Is it Helion or is it Helion? Let me know in the comments. Now he says Helion, YFlare. The term helion refers specifically to the sun as the primary body about which the planet is orbiting, as the points P and A are also called apses. So, refers specifically to the sun as the primary body about which the planet is orbiting. Wow. And Nick says, what about YFin? Will it have a different name too? And Bannik says, yes, it will. Apsis, formerly YFin, and apsis, which is from ancient Greek, means it is the farthest or nearest point in the orbit of a planetary body about its primary body. For example, the apsides of the sun are called the aphelion and perihelion. Wow, that's amazing, man. You learn something new every day, man. And I'm telling you, like, there's a lot of like esoteric stuff going on with the blockchain. It's amazing. Learn something new every day. Learning about who would have thought I would be learning about Greek culture from the blockchain. That's amazing. Now Zuver asked Bannik, he said, could the APY cloud be used to initially pay down the XFi loan? Bannik responded to Zuver and said it could, but we would have to run a community vote for that. Wildad Hamid says, I'm sure it will be approved by all. Shout out to Wildan. I like the profile pic, man. I slap Lo-Fi Girl all day. But I'm wondering, like, what would be the benefits, of having the APY cloud pay for the XFi loan problem? Would reducing the unhealthy supply of Canary Dollar, would that help Canary Dollar regain its peg? Would fixing this loan problem, would that make the price of XFi go back up? Somebody let me know in the comments. Now, Old in Crypto responded to Bannik and said, what about the DeLorean NFTs? What about the dflare airdrop? I think it's time to say or do something. You said 1 month after Flare would go live. But Bannik responded and said, we did update people on the changes in our schedule over a year ago. Matter of fact, we said that the airdrop would happen randomly at some point. Please go through all of our updates. I assume you have some reading to do, so have a great day. Damn. Flintstone says the snapshot is retroactive and the specific block on which distribution will be based won't be selected until dflare is ready to be distributed. So basically, it's a random snapshot. That's why I was telling y'all, to get in position now. Get your Flare, get your XFi, because they're not going to announce the dflare airdrop until it's time to be distributed. And shout out to the XFi holders, because most of the dflare will be going to the XFi holders. Now, Enosis says our partnership with Ēnosys_global will ensure ample liquidity and help the ecosystem scale by providing efficient access to token utility. We're very excited to start working with them upon the mainnet launch. And if you're not already doing so, you need to follow Ēnosys Global on Twitter at Ēnos_global. Ēnos is an algorithmic trading and market making firm that delivers best in class liquidity for exchanges, and token projects. Ēnosys has over 700 followers on Twitter. Now, Ēnosys says, "We are very proud to support Enosis' upcoming mainnet launch on Flare and become liquidity partner to its governance token, Helion, formerly YFlare." Remember that. Helion, YFlare, Abscess, YFin. Okay? Ēnosys will ensure an efficient market for Helion, empowering its users to fully participate in the utility of the token. Hashtag strategic market making. Wow. Wow, man. We're going multi-chain. We're about to have multiple passive income streams, man. I'm so excited. Like, we'll be able to do everything that we've been doing on Songbird on Flare, you know? Staking our governance tokens, earning that yield, getting our Flare token delegation rewards, you know? And we're on the verge of the APY cloud. Let's go. Let's go. Ēnosys says, "We're very proud to support." I just read that. I think I put that twice. Yeah, I just read that. So let's go to the next tweet. They said Enosis is set to reinvent real yield by allowing users to stake Helion to get yields aggregated from Enosis' full suite of DeFi products, connected by a central yield aggregator, also known as the APY cloud. Wow. Hashtag APY cloud. And Ēnosys says, apart from the typically siloed DeFi solutions, Enosis' APY cloud allows for more sustainable, stable yield that is aggregated from a collection of services. We are excited to become long-term partners of Enosis. Hashtag Enosis, hashtag DeFi. So yeah, follow Ēnosys on Twitter at Ēnos_global if you're not already doing so you can follow them and see how they are connected with the Enosis platform. Last but not least, shout out to Thanasimos. He says, "A note to everyone who is enjoying their Flare drop today." He's talking about the people that had recently received their Flare tokens from Coinbase. Welcome to the community, by the way. Make sure you like and subscribe. He says, "A note to everyone enjoying their FLR drop today. Songbird is where you will learn about and experience the things coming to the Flare networks. That knowledge and experience will be instrumental in helping you make the best use of your Flare and the Flare network's ecosystem. Big things coming soon to the Songbird network first from Enosis Global." Wow, man. Yeah, if you just got your Flare tokens, you got some catching up to do. You need to pull your crypto off the exchange and you need to delegate it to the FTSOs immediately. You need to get familiar with the Flare portal so you can claim your Flare drops every month. You need to get familiar with Enosis Global. You need to get familiar with the bridge. You need to get familiar with FlareX. You need to get familiar with Flare Farms. And you need to get ready for the deployment on the Flare network because we're about to go multi-chain. So yeah, man, you got homework to do. I'm giving you homework. But yeah, man, so many things happening all at once. Big things coming to Enosis, formerly known as Flare Finance. Big things coming to Songbird and the Songbird network. Songbird to the moon. Let me know what you think about all this. This is RPU, and I'll see you in the next video. Free the Songbird. Hashtag retweet me.